I have to calculate how many supplier has been selected and how many procurement request has been done. So let's just make a data element and let's name it supplier selection row number, and it will be numeric, and I will use my calculate tool in order to calculate the supplier selection row number, and let's name it supplier selection row number. I got to go to my functions and I have here GetLineItemRowCount. Yes, this is my function in order to calculate the number of rows in the table, and it will be which table? The table of supplier table. So supplier selection row number will be calculated according to this formula, and I will just assign it to this data element, and I can do the same for the request table. So let's make a new data element and let's name it request table row number, and it will be numeric again, and new calculate tool and request table row number, the data element, and the expression will be again the same formula, get line item row count, and the table will be the request table. Okay, so the selections will be done according to the number of rows. It means how many supplier has been selected and how many requests has been done. I have to define a rule according to the number of rows in the supplier selection table. So what I do is I use my decision tool to start my loop, and what I want to do is I want to make it the loop continue until supplier selection row number is greater than the number of rows. But how many rows? Let's make a new data element and let's say supplier selection row, and it will be numeric again, and the decision will be row number greater than row, and row number greater than supplier selection row. Yes, the loop will continue until row number is at least equals to the row. I save my process again. Now I got to make some calculations on my request table. What I do here normally is I don't want to use my request table that I created, but I may do the calculations at one of its copy. So what I do is I copy the request table and I paste it. So this is exactly the same table that I already created, but I'll change it and I'll make the name, let's say, preview, request table preview, and the view name, we can say maybe price quotation. Yeah, let's make the calculations at this table instead of using the first one. So I will need to add new lines to this table. So for that, I have already a function, and the name of the function is, it's not hard to guess, it's AddNewLine, and we will add new line to our preview table. And the data element will be the request table preview, and let's name the function as AddNewLine. So as I will edit the table, I copied my request table and I made a new table with the copy named the request table preview, and I use the add new line function, so I will be able to add new lines to this table.